Hello, hello. Hey, guys.
Hi.
We turn down our Stranger Things music here. All right. Are you guys fans? Are you guys watching the new season?
Oh, yeah. What's that, come out Thanksgiving or something?
Yeah, I think so. It's coming to a conclusion.
Yeah.
That'll be
No,
it.
it's like, the kids are like, what, 37?
Yeah, see, Jeff's on your page.
Yeah. Well, they're in their early 20s, Jeff, but it's hard to.
It is.
The whole.
You want the Bart Simpson?
Yeah.
That's why the cartoons kind of work better, so you
right.
can suspend it. You know, Lisa can be playing saxophone for 40 years. You know, she's never not a child.
The whole premise of the nostalgia of a bunch of kids on bikes gets ruined when they're 22 years old.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
now they have electric bikes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's not the same.
Yeah, when 11 is ordering cocktails.
Yeah. She's got big old duck lips because you have plastic surgery.
Yeah, you know, she's poofing them up. Yeah.
No, if I have to see one more article about her saying, yeah, I'm a grown-up now, and it's like, okay, but you're still playing 17.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's what the audience sees you as a kid.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good. You guys can hear okay?
Yes.
I can hear great.
All right. Beautiful. Let me give Zach a little bit more. All right, Mr. Van. I think we're good. Let me turn on this last machine. I apologize. We haven't recorded today, so we're coming in.
Yeah, you're stuffing bags, getting out, into these events.
Coming in fresh.
The events.
Okay. Yes. It's behaving. Come on, garage band. There we are. My lovely little friend. All right. Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. Come join us. Come jump into the chat room. Hang out with us. Just search for @TomandDanLive. And you can chat with people, ask questions, even during the breaks. I was gonna say it gets wild in here, but it does not. I was gonna lie to you.
Well,
guys.
it's wild in the chat
I was gonna
room.
lie to you guys. I was gonna say it gets wild in here. It does not get wild. It hasn't gotten wild in here in a long time.
We were just stuffing bags today.
That's pretty mild.
For our Business Beerfest, which is November
transition.
22nd. The first 600 people at noon will start getting those gift bags, but you can come from noon to 2. We'll have sample cups and wristbands available to everybody. Beer pouring starts at 2. That's when we got Silver Linings Band playing. We also have a bunch of great sponsors of ours out there, including the Science Center, who is here today on the couch. Jeff and Zach are here from the Orlando Science Center.
Good to see you.
How you guys doing?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you guys are here to promote the Astro Fest that's happening this weekend, November 15th and 16th. And Astro Fest, of course, is all about the universe, correct?
Yes, all about outer space.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's going to go on this weekend at Astro Fest?
Yeah, we have a ton of awesome programming happening throughout the building, all floors of fun, all themed on our astronomy. So we have, terrace viewing where we're going to look at the sun through our telescopes with some special lenses. That's in partnership with our CFAS, our Central Florida Astronomical Society.
Nice.
I can look at the sun without a
You
telescope.
shouldn't look at the sun without a
You might not
telescope.
look at anything else.
I do it every day. It's
That's
just a little bit.
Bad thing to do.
He walks out.
I look right at it.
Yeah,
And if you want to safely look at the sun, you got to come to the science.
Okay,
Center.
all right.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We have our cosmic lab. We have glow in the dark, like black light, ultraviolet light. We have our space flight simulations that are going to be happening in our flight lab, where we're going to be able to fly through our procedurally generated universe and kind of look at the really awesome objects that are out there in deep
That's
space.
cool.
Yeah, a bunch of awesome stuff that's happening.
Can you dial in the level of difficulty on something like that, or do you keep it pretty novice for
No,
folks?
you can go as deep as you're willing to go.
I
with
love
it, right?
that.
So it's like if there's a lot of kids who will come and they'll just like look at their favorite planets or like
Okay.
maybe a moon if they know like.
But if
an
you want to
alternate
go
moon.
a little more advanced,
If you want to go look
yeah.
at Sagittarius A, the center of the Milky Way galaxy, and look at the supermassive black hole that we all orbit around, you totally can.
I
or
like that.
something far out of our own galaxy in distant trillions, quadrillions light years away.
Weren't you just talking about that? Didn't they find something?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of space
Oh, no.
news.
Did
to
you
talk
load
to
it up?
Zach about.
Did you load it
Yeah.
He's been saving it.
I know. I feel like he's
Exactly.
waiting.
Well, we talked about we found life on Earth, and I didn't get one email about it.
Not one.
Wait, this is the biggest
It
discovery.
confuses people.
Yeah.
What's
It's
confusing?
scary. I
The
think
leopard
it's
fringe.
it's
The leopard
scary
fringe
to
is
people.
scary.
Yeah, the unknown.
It's the greatest discovery of human kind.
Yeah, but when people hear it, they've been ignorant to it for so long. They hear that, and it's terrifying.
I think another part of it is we hear it over and over again. It's like we made the next step towards finding life on Mars. We found the next step towards life on Mars. Well, now we just kind of found the evidence that there was life on Mars, and so.
And we really want a being, right? Don't we want we want something like chasing us around,
for sure.
So yeah. Well, let's talk about things really far away, because I read an article this morning about the James Webb telescope thinks they found the first generation of stars 13 billion light years
Those
away.
are tough stars. The first generation stars are tough.
Well, here's what's hard to understand.
The new stars we have now, weak stars, very weak stars.
It's hard for my brain.
But that first generation stars are constantly complaining about how good it used to be.
That's true. They want to make the stars great again.
No one respects them
Do
anymore.
it. Yeah, and they don't want to move on, right? They don't want to accept, they don't want to accept black holes. They don't want to accept, I can't think of another one, but I could have fleshed this out better, Jeff, if we'd had more time. Jeff, if we'd had
we
time.
need to talk before we
if
go
I
on.
had a blazer, we had an act.
Yeah, very true.
I can tell this
Good
very
point.
general. I immediately thought like first generation Pokemon of stars, and I was like the Charizard of stars.
Oh,
was
the
really-
classics.
yeah, the classics.
Yeah, the classics.
Yeah.
Squirtle is the man.
Our son's a Gen Z star. It's lazy.
He can't even get off the cosmos.
Yeah.
It's staring at the screen all day. Anyway, so the first generation of stars, and what's hard for me to even comprehend.
Jeff
is,
got joke points in the chat room.
Oh,
I gotta
thank
give you
you.
that.
Thank
I
you,
just gotta give you
everybody.
that. You gotta get your flowers, son.
All right.
Yeah, I like Jeff.
appreciate that. I
When
have
Jeff first
arrived.
started here, there's no monkey business. You get Jeff in here now. He's got a comedy blazer on. He comes in loaded.
I have come to play, people.
Well, it just shows that the Science Center's fun, man. This is why we love having you guys in.
So this is what's hard for me to comprehend, is that what they're seeing, the first generation of stars, are not even there anymore. Like technically,
Yeah, let's talk
physically,
about that.
yeah, like we're seeing light from 13 billion years ago, and it's getting to us now, and that's what we're seeing. But those stars have been gone for billions of years. Right?
So
exactly
this is like it's a bad.
Then looking into the
analogy.
past.
Well, it's also like a fossil, right? Sort of.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Like it's not. No, it's not, because you can't tangibly.
I would say, like, if we were 65 million light years away from the Earth and we looked at the Earth through that telescope, we would be seeing the dinosaurs walking around.
Okay. Yes.
So if we had a telescope 65 million light years away, we looked at the Earth, we would see the asteroid hit the Earth and cause that dinosaur extinction. So light still is involved with time. So as light travels, time still passes relative to us and that light.
Yep.
And so when we're looking at something that's 13 billion light years away, we're not looking at it as it exists today. We're looking at it as it existed when that light was first emitted 13 billion years ago. And so that's exactly why those stars are not there anymore.
That's mind blowing.
That's some of the theories about why we haven't seen other life or have any evidence of life, or it's just like everything is so spread out that maybe, billions of years ago, someone sent out some radio signal or some message, and it just hasn't, take another billion years to get to us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So and then everybody, maybe all life.
That's comforting to me for some weird reason.
Well,
this, out of all
so
the things
big.
we've
So
talked about in here, this to me, I'm like, I can understand this.
That's actually designed to be comforting, that argument. It's called the Great Barrier Argument. It's an answer to the Fermi Paradox, which is why haven't we discovered life if intelligent life should be everywhere in the universe. The Great Barrier is one of the answers of, well, it takes so long for information to travel because the universe is so incredibly large. So it's designed to be comforting. So that's a very correct answer.
That means I'm so simple.
Yeah. No.
I'm but it is comforting.
I saw a meme the other day that says that said, like, saying or denying that there's no aliens in the universe is like taking a spoonful of the ocean and saying there's no whales in the spoon, so therefore there's no whales in the ocean, because we're just seeing such a small part of the universe
sample size,
that it's like we're like, oh yeah, there's nothing there, but it's like it's so mind-boggling big. Human brains can't even understand.
It's bigger than even the idea of mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
It's
This
just,
is- And so, like,
it might as well be infinite.
But seeing the first generation of stars is pretty interesting, and the fact that someone was even able to come to that conclusion that it was the first generation is crazy to me,
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And even going back to like that Fermi Paradox, when you're thinking about, well, that star isn't there anymore, but something is there. Something probably is in that area or somewhat astronomically close to it. And so there could be life 13 billion light years away where we are looking at where that first protostar is or was at that time. So it's really interesting to kind of see how all of these stories and all of these ideas kind of morph together into one thing that we call astronomy.
Yeah.
You guys are in that area a lot, and you're reading constantly and trying to update, especially when you have things coming and going at the Science Center. Do you find that the science community is as snarky as the normal internet, or are they more excited and, let's say, uplifting and maybe like, hey, we've got the information before we just start executing it real quick,
I think scientists above anything else embrace change. Yeah. So when new information is added to it, it is almost always folded into what is accepted reality.
Right.
So as we get new information, it's not something that is refuted. It's something that's almost always embraced and even celebrated. Like finding a new discovery is always, oh my God, that's so cool. Now I have a little bit more information.
Yeah,
like
and
that
I feel
thirst for knowledge.
But I also feel like it's scientists' positivity or their natural. They're questing for more knowledge, so when they get it, it's well received. So when they do, like even if it's not ideal, like every little gain we get, because they're receptive to it, to me seems small.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's incremental because I think like this is it's a grind, right? Like to get to the end of the the problem or to totally figure it out.
Well, let's talk about something I saw recently happen, and it's the Northern Lights have been visible way further south than normal. And my buddy Alex in North Carolina took a picture in his backyard and saw the Northern Lights, which is crazy because you used to it used to be like, oh, you have to go to Iceland or Sweden, northern part of Sweden to see Northern Lights. And my buddy's seeing in North Carolina.
Well, as we destroy the Earth, no, I'm kidding. I don't know what it has to do with.
Zach, can you explain why we're seeing them?
So the Northern Lights are basically just a physical reaction that's happening in our upper atmosphere when the sun's particles, the charged particles, are interacting with the gases in our upper atmosphere. It strays into that color formation that you see.
Yep.
And so basically the only thing that's happening is it's a more intense storm and we are angled the right way. It's winter time, so we are angled a little bit further away from the sun, which means we're able to get that striation to come further south because of that. And so because that is happening, we're able to see it at lower and lower latitudes.
Now, is this something that's happened a lot of times before? Because I've never heard about it in the past, like, let's say 20 years ago. Or is it just because we didn't have social media and the information wasn't spreading?
I think that's definitely part of it.
Okay.
The way that information is able to travel around the world, it is much more prevalent. I also say, like, things that are in the upper atmosphere have been returning back to normal. Like, you've heard, like, the ozone layer is returning. Those are the parts that also are interacting and causing those northern lights. So as the atmosphere is being slightly repaired, we're going to be able to see it a little bit more.
Now the ozone layer has been repaired because I've been throwing away my scooter batteries in the trash.
And a grateful world thanks you.
So hold on.
It's all because of me and because I've been burying motor oil right outside my townhome.
So we can spray Freon crazy now.
Well, that's the first thing I thought of.
I can fill every AC.
Honestly, the first thing I thought of, and I didn't want to start with this joke, but I am an aerosol deodorant man. And I didn't want to share that with either of you because, number one, you're a client, a beloved client, and I don't like showing my trashiness that, profoundly, but I love aerosol deodorant. I'm addicted to it. It's the best deodorant.
You love that cloud.
DeLand Middle School, the Teal Degree. That's what all the boys were running, Teal Degree aerosol deodorant. It's the best.
Yeah, there is something about that whiff of
the blast.
Ozone deodorant that takes you right back to middle school.
It's just a blast of ozone.
Yeah.
Champions were made with that blast.
Yeah.
Think about how many. Emmett Smith is a Teal Degree blast man. He's my generation. Emmitt Smith, one of the greatest gators
And
of all time.
I'll blast one at the ceiling like LeBron James, just to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So
Why is the ozone repairing itself? What is that?
Just because we've slowly reduced the amount of like CFLs and aerosols that we use as a society.
So that's good.
Just government regulation, and so it's nature slowly will heal itself.
Should that be a lesson to everyone that we can make a difference?
Yeah. I mean, a drop in the bucket piles up over time, right?
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
It's the first good news I've ever heard.
no, truly.
On this show, thank you.
Like when the
Science
ozone,
Yeah.
I thought it was fake news.
Yeah.
I don't say they're like the
I'm glad
ozone is
you
repairing
confirmed it.
itself.
Repairing. It's not full.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's
I know,
not.
yeah,
It's
but
repairing
but
itself
it's
like a drunk's liver.
But it reversed, and I was like, no way, human beings did the right thing.
We did it.
I was like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we all be celebrating like Bruce Willis just hit an asteroid?
So Zach, tell me about the theory that just came out that people now believe the universe is slowing and cooling instead of because for a while the theory that it was kind of speeding up and we didn't even know why, but like dark matter, we still don't know what it is, but now some new evidence came out that they theorize that it's slowing down.
Yeah, so there's a law in thermodynamics, which basically means that every system of energy will reach entropy, which basically means heat death. It will stop having energy. It will evenly disperse, and it'll not be interactive anymore. Our universe is nowhere near that, right? We are very unaligned. We are very basically unorganized. We are a very chaotic system in and of itself. If we were at heat death, we would be perfectly individually spaced particles, no life, no planets, no stars, no heat, no energy, nothing. Like we would just be atoms floating evenly distributed around the universe.
In an infinite amount of
in
space.
an infinite amount of space, exactly correct. So the expanding of the universe is evidence that heat death is essentially inevitable, but also improbable, because as the area is expanding, we are able to expand the particles with it. It's a really like high end level science stuff. Basically,
I can understand.
yeah.
You came to the right place, Zach.
Basically,
Where are your
I know
guys?
exactly
not
what you're
Where are your
saying.
guys? I'm on board. You know what? You don't need to slow down. If anything, speed up because you're boring me.
Yeah,
now.
it's just the particles have to expand to accelerate with the expansion as well. The reason it's probably slowing down is just our instruments are better able to measure the actual speed, and so
That's
the
fascinating.
theorizations earlier were probably just a little off back and forth. But there is an essential ending to the universe that would be called that heat death.
Can you hear
Okay.
the spaceship coming? I ordered you guys a spaceship. I thought it would, I thought it would really send off the day.
I also read another article that I never even thought about, but it does make perfect sense. But this is the first time I've ever heard about it. So, and it's about micro asteroids on the moon. So
I saw a meme about this too. This must be going around.
So apparently, Artemis era lunar base is a plan. This is the first kind I heard of it, but basically a lunar base, a base on the moon. And they were saying that a scientist realized that there are micro asteroids hitting the moon at all times, right? They estimate 23,000 micro asteroid impacts per year. So it's a lot, right? And by micro asteroids, I mean some of these things are smaller than we could see, smaller than a grain of sand, right?
Okay.
But they're traveling at 70,000 kilometers a second. So they're traveling at way faster than the speed of a bullet, right? Like insanely fast into the moon. The moon has no atmosphere, so they're impacting the moon. So, and most of them you can't even see, but they can definitely tear through a astronaut's
Suit. Yeah,
suit,
that's the meme I saw.
go into a base. Like they said, even a micro asteroid weighing 1 microgram, right, which is I
I'm
guess
familiar.
like insanely small, could dent metal, like because
Just because of the pure speed and the lack of
because
an
of
atmosphere on the moon.
how fast they are going, they can create enough energy, even at that small of a density, that they can, create problems. So they're trying to figure out like how these are. I mean, if you put a base on the moon and you have all these micro asteroids impacting everywhere, I guess it's less at the poles. So they're like,
So you put them at the
Yeah, but still, less doesn't mean zero.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
How do you protect yourself when you go outside, unless you're wearing like a Master Chief Halo suit or
Sure,
something,
sure.
right?
And
Which I'm not opposed to. That would be pretty dope.
Were the original astronauts in the 50s worried about this? Did they know?
I would imagine they probably weren't worried about it because our instruments weren't strong enough to notice. I'll also argue that every single astronaut that's ever walked on the moon did not have their spacesuit ripped through, and they all came back home, right?
Yeah.
So,
They're also real men that if they'd ripped their spacesuit, I don't think
they'd
they
just
would have
be
told
fine.
you.
They were-
Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
They were probably aerosol.
yeah, they were
They're
definitely
aerosol. They're degree,
Yes.
teal degree
Yes.
guys.
Teal degree
yeah,
guys.
just like
They're
Emmett
degree
Smith.
men.
Yeah, I don't think if you ripped Buzz Aldrin's suit, I think he just puts his hand on it and he makes his way back to the crack.
Yeah, I'll also throw
just a
like
scratch.
force equals mass times acceleration. So if your mass is so incredibly low, you have to be going like really incredibly fast. And I get that like 70,000 miles or kilometers per hour is crazy fast, but that's nothing compared to like the speed of light, which would decimate the moon if a microgram asteroid hit it at that speed.
Okay.
But I don't know how intense of the forces would be for that, but everything that we've put on the moon is still there as far as
You're
we
right, it hasn't been
know.
destroyed,
So it
like-
hasn't been destroyed in like 50 years of lunar travel since it's kind of lived up there. Like the mirrors are still reflecting lasers back to the Earth. That's how we're able to tell that the stuff that we put up there is still there.
So you would tell Tom what he would tell us if we were afraid to go to the moon. You would say, it's fine.
I'd say, yeah, we're probably good. We also have pretty strong materials. The whole branch of NASA is that tensile strength and materials. So I'm sure they're going to be prepared.
And then also, like, even if it is like 23,000 microasteroids hitting the moon, even though it's small compared to the Earth, is still huge area and spread
Yeah,
apart.
100%.
Like the likelihood of one hitting someone the human size on the moon still becomes statistically unlikely.
Yes, 100% probable that it
But
would
it is
not
an
happen.
interesting danger that
Yeah,
you
sure.
don't think about
I didn't
when you
think-
talk about the moon.
Because
the meme I saw was like a video, and it was like if you were in space and you were floating and repairing your spaceship, and then you had an amount of oxygen, but somehow you detached from the spaceship and you couldn't get away, then instantly they start trying to frame you, which is fear rules everything around me. And they start saying, then microasteroids would rip through your suit, killing you, And I'm like, really? I was like, I've never heard of astronauts doing a spacewalk. I've watched those because they're fascinating. That weird depth from their camera where you look out and you see them and you see whatever they're working on and then you see nothing is terrifying to me. It's worse than looking at like the ocean when you're on a cruise ship and you just look and you just see a horizon that goes on forever.
Yeah.
The space one, because they have the feeds.
Yeah.
When you watch it and it just goes on for nothing, it's terrifying to me, man. I'd be better if they put Slender Man back out there or something. I need something back there.
But it just things like fall into the Earth's atmosphere all the time. Get burned up by our atmosphere, and no one thinks about how much it protects us. But like, so small
I'm pro atmosphere.
small little like rocks and stuff just constantly just falling into Earth at all times. But in the moon, they're hitting the surface of the moon.
Are they deteriorating the size of the moon? Like, was the moon?
It would have to be an impact with enough force that it would basically launch projectiles out of the gravity influence of the moon. Typically, it's launching up and then still falling.
And
back
our
down
moon
and
has no
cascading.
moon.
No. Well,
Like our moon doesn't have anything around its gravitational pull?
I mean, probably there might be some microasteroids that orbit around it, but nothing that is of note or value.
Did you see the asteroid impact on the moon that you could see from a
Yeah,
telescope recently?
yeah,
that
100%.
was cool.
That was a really cool visual.
Like,
I did not see that. Now that'll change the size of the moon.
like someone was, and it looked like they were like looking at it daytime.
Yeah.
And it was the moon, and you see the mini asteroid.
But it just happened, and they're like, "Oh, weird star! The moon just."
They
they're
must have
just
been-
yelling because
must
they
have
just
been
happened to be watching it.
They must have been tracking the asteroid. They knew it was going to hit the moon,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
they knew the area, and then you watched the impact.
Yeah.
And it was pretty big. Like, you could see it with your naked eye, the asteroid, and then you see the impact and the crater it formed, which is like, whoa, I've never seen that before. That was cool.
Yeah, but again, even at that size, most, if not all of that material falls back to the moon. And also the asteroid is adding to the mass of the moon as well.
you're
So
right.
it's going to be pretty difficult to reduce the size of the moon like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And what kind of material was in the asteroid? because I don't know what it would weigh.
We would have to go up there
Yeah,
and
it
figure
could
it out.
weigh
yeah.
more. Yeah,
Oh,
that's very interesting.
Speaking of material, I also heard like.
Oh, he's gonna try some of his new jokes now. Is that what you're gonna do?
What?
You guys are gonna
Just a
love
tight
this.
five.
You guys are gonna love this.
Sure.
Go get your top hat. He has a top hat he wears. He does like moon jokes.
And it was some scientist.
Don't you call yourself Science Field? Science Field.
talking about like the
What's up on this moon?
like the rarest material in the universe is probably like besides from like biology and like or anything that's living was and I guess this is living was wood. And like you don't think everybody thinks of what's rare to us, diamonds and gold and stuff, but that is everywhere in the universe.
That's a natural occurring thing.
But wood is insanely rare in what we know of the universe. Like again, we only see a small percentage of, but wood is insanely rare in the universe, and no one ever thinks that.
No, that's a really cool. I've definitely never had that thought, but that is something that is really interesting to think about.
Yeah, I saw it in a meme though. I didn't think. Of it.
We get all our science from memes. We get our news from memes.
Thoughts from memes. Yeah, no, it
I
always
get
works
everything.
out.
I get my parenting advice from memes.
You know, it's hard. It's hard about memes is you end up reading the art, like just the headline of it, and then you're like, oh, but you're too lazy to go in and actually read the whole thing.
I don't have time.
So then you just you base your entire scientific knowledge of just the headline of some article from some who knows what.
Oh my God. All of my
science.com.
All my food choices have to do with just a man looking over his shoulder at another woman. You know that meme. Yeah, all of my food choices are based on that meme.
So Zach, have you seen anything else recently in the universe news that you want to talk about?
I mean, there's so much awesome modern stuff that's happening all the time. My favorite thing to think about are like those little thought experiments that I think really trip us up still to this day.
Okay.
So we're talking about the Fermi Paradox. Another one that I like to bring up to people is the Obler's Paradox, which is basically if the universe is essentially infinite and has been around essentially forever, why is the night sky mostly dark? Why isn't there an infinite amount of stars that shine light and make the night sky white versus black? Before I tell you the reasoning behind it, do you have any answers? Why do you think the night sky is mostly dark space and not an infinite sea of starlight?
Do we pollute it from where we're at, where we would have to be fully dark down here and have an absence of light to see it in some weird way?
Well, there's pictures from the moon that should
Right.
be,
No, you're right.
and Mars. I don't even know if these are fake. Going back to like you see a picture and you're like, is this fake or real? Like there was a picture floating around of like a Mars rover taking a picture of the space from Mars, and it looked like every star was like 1 microcentimeter from each other. Like essentially, the whole night sky was just essentially white with stars, and that made sense. I was like, yeah, I mean there are that many stars. But then I was like, is this real or is this a fake picture? I don't know.
No, for sure. Light pollution definitely is involved in it, especially in our modern society. We have so many lights that, for sure, if you're down here in downtown Orlando, you're going to see less starlight than if you're out in like the rural areas of Central
our
Florida.
atmosphere
100%
blocks a lot.
atmosphere obstruction, even just clouds, right? Stuff like that. But the reason the night sky isn't that is because the universe isn't truly infinite. There is an edge to it. But another thing is that as light travels, it red shifts, so it'll actually lose wavelength. The intensity of the light slowly loses energy over time, and so it'll stop being visible light. It is background radiation. It's red light.
Whoa.
It's micro. So that's what that cosmic background radiation, if you've ever heard of that phrase, that's basically the everlasting low glow of the formation of the entire universe, that Big Bang. And so that cosmic background radiation is real and exists, but it's not just visible to the naked eye. You need very intense instruments in order to see it.
So if you looked at the night sky and were able to detect the radiation, it would essentially be all
if our eyes
color.
could see the entire electromagnetic spectrum and not just the small sliver of visible light that we see, we would be blinded. It would just be energy and information everywhere versus the only small wavelength of light that we can see. And that wasn't a thing that was discovered when this paradox was like first theorized and talked about.
Interesting.
I like that. We have a question from the chat room. This is a new segment we're going to do when you guys come in called Questions from a Bug Man. Charles the Bugman asks, so I got a question for you guys. My wife thinks the moon landing was faked because of the amount of time it took to get there and back. Wasn't enough time. Also, that they lost the ability or the capability of getting to the moon, but they can get there some other way to Mars because of some solar belt or something like that. What's up with that?
Okay, so the moon landing being fake.
What do you think of that question, Charles? You outdid yourself this
Charles,
time, buddy.
love it. Okay,
Great question, Charles.
We talked about this, I feel like, a little bit in the past as well. The reason I truly believe that the moon landing is real is because, one, any other government agency would want to disprove it because that would be really funny to get that up on the United States government and NASA.
True.
One. Two, we didn't lose the ability to go to the moon. We could go to the moon if we wanted to. We lost the funding.
Wait a minute, is that what people say? Like, I could go to the moon if I wanted to.
Yeah, basically.
I just don't want to.
All of NASA is like, we could go to the moon if we wanted to, but you got to give us the billions of dollars in order to do it, right? And so it's more of we've lost the interest. We did it, what, 7 times? 6 because 13 failed, but after that, there was an interest to go back to the moon. We weren't getting any new information.
We know it's there.
We know it's there. We got the rocks. We brought them back, and we said, we can do a lot more science with these rocks over and over and over forever. There's no need to go back yet. The reason we're going back now is because we want to get to Mars, and so we're practicing with the moon yet again in our modern times with our modern technology, so that way we can graduate up to Mars. We're doing our tutorial level over again, so that way we can get to Mars, which is our next challenge.
So chat room is saying go to the moon if I wanted to is the same as I have a girlfriend, she just goes to another school.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a great joke.
What would you say to Charles's wife if she was here and she said, "Yeah, right"?
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of intense physics involved that it would take to fake that film shot. Like, if, let's say, it is Stanley Kubrick, the greatest filmmaker at the time, could he have faked the moon landing? The answer is just truly no. The technology doesn't exist and didn't exist then. There is no CGI, so it had to be practical in the lens. In order to get the light that was there, in order to get like the parallel light beams and everything like that, that only exist from a really bright light trillions of miles or millions of miles away with the sun, right?
The minutia of government does help me understand it when people are like, well, why haven't we gone back? And I'm like, it's the government.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm surprised we even made it there.
The best argument, though, is that China, with unlimited resources and science, would love to show the world the fact and prove us that we didn't go to the moon.
If we think about the reason why we went to the moon, it was a space race against the USSR. So it's like, guess what? They would have wanted to disprove us instantaneously. And they had a lot of
probably be doing it right now. We're not very well liked.
Exactly. But like, multiple international governments have sent things to the moon, have orbited around the moon, have landed on the moon. Like, it's we've been.
Somebody mentioned a Chinese rocket that entered Florida space. Did you guys hear anything about that? Is that real or something that happened?
I have no idea about that.
I didn't hear about that.
So again, Astrofest, all about the universe.
Yeah, man.
It's this weekend, the 15th and 16th at the Science Center, osc.org. Become a member. If you have kids and you're not a member at the Science Center, you're missing out because there's infinite stuff to do at all times, and you bring your family there, and your kids will have a blast.
You're too busy to check the calendar. Don't even do that. You become a member, and then that way they tell you what's happening, and then that way you get to know what's happening first.
Yeah, we send you an email every week about what's going on that weekend. You get all kinds of discounts. You buy that membership, you get in, you and your family, as many times as you want within the next year. So it is really a great deal for
and
families.
They'll be entertained.
If you're members too, you can bring friends along and buy passes.
Yeah,
you
get extra passes. You get some passes that you can bring friends along. You get discounts.
Well, that's a question I get sometimes with families that are like, well, he's got some friends over and he want to bring some buddies. I mean, you can get passes, and there's ways to get. I mean, it's also extremely affordable, guys.
There's also different memberships that like cater to your specific family. If you need a single person versus a family versus a flex, like there's so many good options out there that there's a perfect membership for whatever grouping you're thinking of.
Well, Zach, Jeff, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you,
We
guys.
really appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Again, osc.org, and we'll be right back.
Still on Twitch and YouTube. Great job, guys.
That's it.
Do I turn this off? Or?
Yeah, because we'll record a segment tomorrow morning.